Today, we're talking about something truly mind-boggling, the tallest building in the history of humanity, a needle of steel and glass that just seems to defy gravity itself. This is the story of the Burj Khalifa, and it's all about how a wild dream in the middle of a desert reached for the sky. Okay, to really get this story, you gotta go back in time with me. Picture this. It's the early 2000s. You're standing in Dubai. But this isn't the city you see on Instagram today. Not even close. There's no massive skyline, no record-breaking towers. It's just sand. Endless, empty dunes as far as the eye can see. Now imagine someone standing right there in all that emptiness and saying this. It sounds crazy, right? Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it's a goal so audacious that most people would have just laughed them out of the room. But here's the thing. This wasn't a joke. It was a declaration of what was to come. So you have to ask, where did this colossal ambition even come from? What was the driving force behind a project that basically seemed to pop up out of nowhere? Well, it all boiled down to one single, powerful motive: putting Dubai on the global map, and doing it in a way that no one could ever ignore. I mean, think about it, right? You've got cities like New York and London. They already had these world-famous, instantly recognizable landmarks. Dubai needed something completely different, something that wouldn't just, compete. The idea was to shock the world. So the goal wasn't just to build a taller building. No, it was to build something so ridiculously, dramatically taller that everyone, everywhere, would have no choice but to sit up and take notice. Okay, so announcing a dream like that's one thing. But actually building it, that's a whole other story. And this is where things get really fascinating, because we're talking about one of the greatest engineering puzzles ever solved. The architects, the engineers, they were staring down problems on a scale that nobody had ever even attempted before. The biggest problem when you build this high isn't really gravity. It's the wind. We're talking about 800 meters up in the sky. The winds up there are so powerful, they can make a skyscraper sway like a tree in a storm. Super dangerous. So the big question was, how do you solve that? Well, they came up with a design that was, frankly, pure genius. And here it is. The solution was this incredible Y-shaped structural core. If you look at the design, you can see how those three wings support that central column. Now, what this shape does is, well, it essentially confuses the wind. It's like it breaks up the air currents before they can get organized and start pushing on the tower with real force. It's one of the most advanced, smartest skyscraper designs ever engineered, period. But engineering brilliance is nothing without some serious human endurance. Construction kicked off in 2004, and get this, there were over 12,000 workers on site, and they were battling this absolutely brutal desert heat, often over 45 degrees Celsius. That's 113 Fahrenheit. It was so hot that they had to pour the concrete at night. They even broke a world record just for pumping concrete higher than anyone had ever done before. Just insane. So the tower was rising. It was becoming this incredible symbol of unstoppable progress. But then, just as it was getting close to the top, the world changed. And suddenly, the entire project was staring failure right in the face. This timeline really shows just how close they came to disaster. I mean, look at this. They start in 2004 with all this global excitement. By 2007, it's officially the world's tallest structure. Everything's going great. And then, 2008, the global financial crisis hits Dubai, and it hits hard. All the money just dries up. By 2009, there was a very real chance that the world's tallest building would become the world's tallest, empty, unfinished ruin. But, of course, the story doesn't end there. Just when it looked like it was all over, right on the absolute brink of disaster, came this dramatic rescue. And it led to a triumphant completion and a grand opening that finally made that crazy desert dream a reality. So what happened? The project was saved by a crucial financial lifeline, basically a bailout from neighboring Abu Dhabi. And as a huge gesture of gratitude, when the tower finally opened its doors in 2010, it was renamed. It became the Burj Khalifa, in honor of the UAE's president, Sheikh Khalifa. A pretty significant name change, all things considered. And wow, what a tower it turned out to be. The final height? A staggering 828 meters. That's almost a full kilometer stabbing into the sky. It wasn't just the tallest building in the world. It absolutely dwarfed everything that had ever come before it. And we can't forget, behind this massive structure was an equally massive human effort. We're talking a workforce of 12,000 people, people from all over the world who day in and day out in that blistering heat literally turned an impossible idea into a solid physical reality. And when it finally opened, it didn't just break one record, it completely shattered them. Tallest building in the world? Yup. Tallest freestanding structure? You got it. Highest number of stories? Of course. Highest occupied floor? Highest outdoor observation deck? Yup and yup. It was a total clean sweep. Okay, so the tower was built, the records were all broken, but what's the lasting impact? I mean, what is the legacy of this incredible structure that now totally defines the Dubai skyline? And that's the real question, isn't it? After all that effort, all that money, is the Burj Khalifa just a really, really tall piece of real estate? Well, the answer to that is a hard no, not at all. It's so much more than that. It's basically a vertical city. Inside this thing, you'll find everything. Luxury apartments, corporate offices, fancy restaurants, even the exclusive Armani hotel. It's a place where people actually live and work. And beyond all that, it's become a global icon that brings in millions of visitors every single year, all of them wanting to see the impossible made real. Which, when you think about it, brings us completely full circle. The journey is just incredible. It started as this bold, almost ridiculous idea in an empty desert, and it ended up as the tallest, most recognizable structure of the entire 21st century. And really, that's the ultimate takeaway here. The Burj Khalifa is more than just a building. It's this powerful symbol of vision, of pure determination. It's a giant steel and glass reminder that the boundaries of what's possible, well, they're often just waiting for someone brave enough to push them. It makes you wonder, right? What's the next impossible dream we're going to decide to build?